Hello students, I Pallav Darwari welcome you all in my YouTube channel Pallav Darwari Classes. In this video, I will discuss with you why industry was selected as the leading force for the economy after independence. I will discuss with you the importance of industrial sector, and at the end, I will tell you the factors necessary for the direct participation of the state in the industrial development. During the colonial rule, industrialization was neglected. Why they have neglected? Because they see India as the market which supply raw material and will purchase their finished products. The growth of industrialization in India will jeopardize their strategy. No doubt, infrastructure was built but not to industrialize India but to exploit raw materials. Political leaders selected industry as the leading force of the economy after independence. They have decided in the year 1930 when they were making the blueprint of the economic planning. See, certain leaders, economists think that India would have been the agriculture sector as the prime moving force of the economy because number one, human capital did not require any kind of higher training, which is mandatory in the case of industry. Only by organizing our land, irrigation and other inputs to agriculture, India could have gone for the better prospect of development. See, People's Republic of China did the same in the year 1949. Taking the realistic approach, it declared agriculture as the prime moving force for the economy and the surplus generated invested for the industrialization in 1970. The ideology around the world as well as World Bank, International Monetary Fund was in favor of industrialization because agriculture sector was considered as the symbol of backwardness and the political leaders wanted to carry India ahead, so they accepted their ideology. In the year 1990, the World Bank, International Monetary Fund changed their ideology regarding agriculture sector. So now all the developing nations, including India, are looking ahead to uplift and modernize agriculture sector. I want to say one thing to you. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification. Now let's see why our preceders had taken industry as the leading force of the economy on the basis of facts. Listen, at the time of independence, there was no presence of infrastructure like power, transport, and communication. The presence of infrastructure industries, that is iron, steel, etc., were negligible. Government and private sector didn't have investable capital. The technology needed for the industrialization was missing. We didn't have the skilled manpower. There was absence of entrepreneurship among the people. Because of these factors, government decided to go for industrialization as the prime moving force. Now we will see the importance of industrial sector. The first importance is the rapid growth of income. Second, employment. Third, exploitation of resources. Fourth, foreign exchange. Fifth, development of agriculture. Sixth, balanced development. Seventh, self-sustained growth. Eighth, nation security. Now we will discuss all these points in detail. The first importance is the rapid growth of income. Listen, the first and the foremost argument in favor of industrialization is that it can provide a base for the rapid growth of income. Because productivity rate is higher in industry than in agriculture. The question is why? Because industry mainly depends on man's effort, while agriculture is restricted by the limiting factors of nature. In short, we can say agriculture depends on nature and the industry depends on man's effort. Second importance is employment. See, with the increasing population, agriculture is unable to provide employment. Hence, it is very important to set up industries to absorb this surplus labor, as industry work on the principle more labor, more production, which is not possible in the case of agriculture. The third importance is exploitation of resources. Industries make use of scrap and waste materials. Agriculture cannot make use of all these resources. The fourth importance is foreign exchange. India cannot earn adequate foreign exchange from the export of its primary product. It is because of the fact that the demand of such product is very low. Industrial exports need to be added to the primary product so that more and more foreign currencies can come in our country, which our country need for the betterment. The fifth importance is development of agriculture. See, the requirement of agriculture are met by the industries in large. Agriculture requires improved machine, chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It also requires storage and transport facilities. All these are adequately provided by our own industries. The sixth importance is balanced development. R is an unbalanced economy. Listen, when I say R is an unbalanced economy, what it means? It means our greater dependence still now is on agriculture. Because of industrialization, the balance will be maintained between the agriculture and the industries. With the industrialization in the economy, this discrepancy can be removed. If agriculture is the backbone of the economy, industry is the energy. The seventh importance is self-sustained growth. The rapid development of capital goods industries promote the growth of agriculture, transport and communication. It also enables the country to produce a variety of consumer goods in large quantities, and that too at a low cost. It also eliminates our dependence on other countries for the supply of essential goods. The eighth importance is nation security. See, dependence on foreign countries for defense is a risky affair, especially when our neighbor are like China and Pakistan. So we have to develop the industries so that we should not rely more on the foreign countries for the war goods. Let's recapitulate the importance of industry. The first is rapid growth of income. Listen, because of the industrial sector, more and more income can be generated. Why? Because agriculture depends on nature and the industry depends on manpower. The second importance is employment. Industrial sector provides maximum employment, which is not possible in the case of the agriculture, because industry depends upon the principle more manpower, more production. Second importance is exploitation of the resources. Industrial sector make use of the wastage scraps, which is not possible in the case of agriculture. The next one is foreign exchange. Industrial goods provide more raw materials as compared to the agriculture goods, because the demand of the industrial goods is more in the international market. The next one is development of agriculture. For the development of agriculture, we need tractors, pesticide, fertilizers, which is being provided by the industry. So for the betterment of the agriculture, we need industrial updation. The next one is balanced development. For the development of the country, there should be a balance between agriculture and the industries. Since our greater dependence is on agriculture, so we want that the balance should be restored, and for this industrialization is mandatory. The next is self-sustained. Because of the industrialization, we don't have to import the goods from foreign countries like machineries and all. The next one is nation security. Because of the industrialization, we don't have to rely more on the foreign countries for the war goods, which is needed when the neighbors are not friendly. Now let us discuss The factors necessary for the direct participation of the state in industrial development. Listen, at the time of independence, India was having no presence of three basic requirements. What are those three requirements? That is power, transport and communication. Railways and postage was at its initial stage. Power was restricted to selective homes of government and private estate. Expansion of the infrastructure sector was considered not possible by the private sector of the time, as they could not possibly manage the following components. Let us see what are those components. These components were heavy investment, technology, skilled manpower and entrepreneurship. Even if these inputs were available to the private sector, it was not feasible for them as there was no market for such infrastructure. Under these typical conditions, it was only the government which could shoulder the responsibility. So the government decided that they will take the responsibility. We will discuss all these factors in detail one by one. The first factor is the need for heavy investment. The development of the industries require a huge investment. It was very difficult for the private sector alone to invest such a huge investment. Why? Because the return was minimum, the risk factor was maximum, and the gestation period was long. The development of such basic and the heavy industries were necessary for the growth and the development of the country. Hence, the government decided that they will take the responsibility. The second factor was commanding height of the economy. Listen, the commanding height of the economy refers to those industries that serve the basic inputs for economic growth, such as transport, communication and defense. Listen, these are the backbone of every country. These industries require huge initial capital and have a long gestation period. Private sector was not prepared, so the government decided that they themselves will take the responsibility. The next factor was low demand of goods. At the time of independence, the majority of the population was very poor and had a low level of income. As a result, the demand was very low. The private sector was not interested in the investment. Why? Because they feel that they are totally unable to fetch money. So the government decided that they will take the responsibility. The next factor was enhancing the nation welfare. Listen, the main motive of the public sector undertaking was to provide goods and services that add to the welfare of the economy as a whole. Such goods and services include hospitals, electricity, schools. The provision of such goods and services has low profit and the private sector was not interested in it. The next factor was long gestation period. What it means? It was not economically visible for the private sector to invest a huge project such as basic industries, railways, roads, etc. This is because such projects need a huge initial investment and have a long gestation period. Listen, when I say long gestation period, it means what? They will get the return after a long period of time. Hence, the development of such strategic industries require the development of PSUs and the government take the responsibility. The next factor was basic framework. An important ideology that was inherent in the initial 5-year plan was that the public sector should lay down the basic framework of industrialization. So it was already being decided that during the initial stage, the government will take the responsibility. Keeping that thing in the mind, the government take the initiative. The next factor was socialistic economy. In the initial year after independence, Indian planners and the thinkers were more inclined toward the socialistic pattern. What it means? They feel that if the government controls the productive resources, then it would lead to the economic growth of the nation in a better manner. The next factor was reduce inequality of income and generation employment opportunities. it was assumed that in order to reduce inequalities of income or to raise the standard of living, the government sector should step in to invest in the economy through public sector's undertaking, because the main motive of the government was welfare. Let's recapitulate the factors. The first was need heavy investment. Private sector don't have the money, so they are not interested to invest the money. The second factor was commanding height of the economy. India urgently need infrastructure, and the private investors were not ready to invest, so the government take the initiative. The third point was low level of demand. The demand for the infrastructure industries were very low, so the private investors were not interested to invest the money. The next factor was enhancing nation's welfare for the development of the country. Government take the responsibility. Next point was long gestation period. The period to get the return was very long, so private investors were not interested because they want that they invest the money and immediately they get the return. But the time period to get the return was long, so they are not interested. The next was basic framework. During the 5-year plan, it was decided that the government should take the responsibility. The next was socialistic track. Government feel that everything should belong to the government, because if everything belongs to the government, the maximum welfare can be enhanced. The next was reduce inequality of income and generate employment opportunities through the PSUs. The inequality will be removed and maximum job can be enhanced. These are the factors because of which government decided to take the responsibility of the industrialization in their own hand. That's all we have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all.